Hi there, my name's William and we're sitting here in Treadwells. It's coming up to Halloween, or as we call it, Samhain, and there's lots going on, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about what we get up to, what we as the staff and the shop do around Halloween. I myself am a pagan, and so I follow quite closely the Wheel of the Year, which is the 8 seasonal festivals of the year, and Halloween's a really big one for us. So one thing that I like to do around this time of year is make sure the shop's got in things that I would personally want. Samhain is a big festival because it's a really good time of year to start focusing on moving into the dark part of the year, into when things get a bit cold, might be feeling a bit down. It's nice to have a big festival to focus on. But it's also it can be quite a somber festival. It focuses on celebrating that which has passed, which often refers to people. And so it's time to remember those who we've loved and lost, to remember those who we might well soon be losing, and to consider those slightly more macabre subjects of death and the end of things, but to recognise that it's just another stage in this cycle of the year. A good friend of mine once said to me, one of the nice things about the Wheel of the Year is you get to practice your entire life every year through the cycle. And so you get to practice dying, you get to practice being reborn, you get to practice living. And so Samhain for some might be the end of the year and the beginning of the year. But that's what makes it such a special festival. One thing I was taught about Samhain when I was kind of studying the Wheel of the Year was a wonderful story told to me by an old woman, and she explained to me that being alive is almost the most abnormal thing we can do. Everything we're made up of, all the star stuff that's clapped together to make us, doesn't exist in this period of self-consciousness for very long. And so actually what we're doing right now is very unusual, being alive, being aware. And so she said that for her, Samhain was always a really good time to remember that this is just a short period of time. And that's not a good thing or a bad thing, it's just what it is. And so when you go into this dark period of the year, when you meditate on the idea of the past and being past yourself, that's okay. It's okay to realise that this is a temporary moment and that every good thing you can take from it is a good thing. One of the best things about working in an esoteric bookstore is that you have, well, for one thing, very unusual books, but also an opportunity to talk to people. And the people you get in sometimes, the really special people you get in, are the ones who are still looking, who have an idea that there's something different about the world, about how they think about the world. And they didn't really realise that there's an entire community out there for them. And being able to sit with someone and be able to show them books that actually speak to them in a way that lets them know they're not alone, that this is something that maybe they thought they were thinking by themselves, and you can actually say, no, here you go, here are books and books and books upon it. Here are people who've written about this, and there are communities out there. And books have a wonderful ability to let you know you're not alone. A book can be a friend. And letting people have a store full of friends that they can take away with them and they can keep with them and know that whatever happens, they're not alone. Even if they're in the most isolated part of the world, they will always have a physical, tangible link to someone who thinks the same way. One of the things we do here, almost as a kind of esoteric community outreach, is we try and run workshops and events that are really accessible. So one of our big focuses is on making really interesting events, which can be everything from kind of a one-night workshop to a 5-week course on the philosophy of Wicca, for example, and try and make them accessible. And one of the big things we focus on is having teachers who we respect and who we know. And so the owner of the store, he spends a huge amount of time actually seeking out people who he trusts and who have a solid reputation, and inviting them to come give talks here, to give workshops here. And so in that way we try to kind of curate as best we can everything that happens in this store, so that when someone comes along, we feel that we've done everything we can to make sure they have the best experience. So recently we've had the big Bloomsbury Store Street Festival, and you always get interesting reactions from people who come in not already knowing us. And there seem to be about three types of people. You get the people who walk in, realise it's not an ordinary bookstore, realise exactly what kind of bookstore it is, and then very quickly walk back out again. Then you get those who come in, not knowing what kind of bookstore it is, realise what it is, and then stay for absolutely hours and love it. And then you get the people who know exactly what kind of bookstore we are, who are just excited to be here, want to look at every rare book and obscure text, and then walk away probably carrying far more than they reasonably can on the tube. And if anyone is interested in our workshops, in the strange rare books we get in, the easiest way to stay up to date is to pop onto our Facebook and have a look for Treadwells London, or to go onto our website, treadwells-london.com, and sign up to our newsletter. You'll get an email once a month letting you know every workshop that's coming up and a selection of new books we have in. And that's really the best way to stay up to date and see what's going on. And we always strongly recommend, if you do see a workshop you like, do sign up to it pretty quickly because they do sell out.